Welcome back to Old School Sports and our Out of the Park Baseball 24 playthrough of the expansion team, the Buffalo Wings. And we are finally, mercifully, some might even say, at opening day of the 2026 season. So, after all of our previous episodes, after all of the ups and downs of building a minor league system and some good decisions, some bad decisions, here we are for opening day with our Buffalo Wings. We talked about who ended up making up the 26-man roster at the end of our last episode. And we also ran the preseason predictions, which actually had our Buffalo Wings a surprising 81-81. We'll see whether that type of season actually materializes. I tend to think that's a bit optimistic, but I could be wrong. And we are going to do something very different today, since we've been doing different things throughout this series with the way we even built up the expansion franchise here in Buffalo, as well as the new expansion team in Nashville. But we are actually going to play out the first game in the history of the Buffalo Wings as a Major League Baseball team in Buffalo, New York. And this is something that I have literally done, I think, twice in all of my time playing OOTP. As those of you who have watched me for some period of time know, I tend to prefer playing as GM only. I like to kind of make the big decisions in the off season and the draft and free agency and trading, and kind of leave the management of my team to a manager. But in this playthrough, we are playing as GM/manager, and thought it would be interesting to play this game out and see what actually happens with this team that we have been constructing for 3 years now in its first major league action. So we are going to get ready to play our home opener against the Miami Marlins. And we're not going to tweak our lineup at all. Loydell Chappelli is going to be our starting left fielder here. Jordan Westberg, picked up in the expansion draft, going to play third. Free agent acquisition Jose Abreu is going to play first for us, bat third. Jay Sparofin, who was the first-round draft choice of our organization back in 2023, going to make his major league debut, cleaning up and playing in right field. Eloy Jimenez, another free agent acquisition similar to Abreu, is going to be our DH. Tommy Edman, another guy we recently signed as a free agent, is going to play second. Kevin Made, the youngster who we picked up in a big trade a few months ago, is going to be our shortstop. Jose Siri should give us some good defense in center field, batting eighth. And Christian Vasquez is going to be our catcher and is going to be batting ninth. Another guy that we recently picked up in a free agent contract. Feel that with Edman, Made, Siri, and Vasquez, we are pretty strong up the middle defensively, particularly for a expansion team. Martin Perez is going to be on the mound for us. The veteran was in AAA Albany for us last year, where he was 8-9 with a 4.29 ERA. Unfortunately, the league schedule got pushed back a little bit this year, and spring training ended relatively close to the start of the regular season, and also at some point we had moved the guy who I thought was going to be our opening day starter into the pen, or there was some kind of injury issue and I wasn't paying close attention to what was going on in the minors. So unfortunately, Tyler McGill, who I had envisioned as our opening day starter, will not be our opening day starter, and Martin Perez, the 35-year-old veteran, is going to get the honor of being the first starting pitcher on opening day for the Buffalo Wings. And as I mentioned, I've literally played through, I think, maybe 2 complete games in my history of playing OOTP. So I don't think this is something I'll be doing regularly. But if you have any suggestions and you see me doing stupid things, would love to hear your advice down in the comments section. Because, as I said, this isn't something I do often, and we'll see how it goes. We're going to go ahead and pitch to Denzel Clark, the leadoff hitter of the Marlins. And a rough start to the history of Buffalo Major League Baseball with a single to the first hitter we faced. Looks like Clark's got a little bit of speed, so we're going to throw over, try to keep him close. We'll go ahead and pitch to John Kasevich. He's running, of course. And safe with a stolen base, his first of the year, obviously, being opening day. So Kasevich moves Clark over to third with the ground out. So we've got a runner on third, only 1 out, and we've got Spencer Nivens up for the Marlins. I'm going to try to pitch to him. Got to get some outs here. Instead, we walked him. I guess the only positive thing is that we've got the double play set up right now. If Perez proves capable of getting anybody out, facing up against the right-handed pitcher, right-handed hitter, Jacob Berry. And we did get the 4-6-3. So a big bailout by the defense for Perez there. And although we had a runner on third with 1 out, we're able to get out of the inning. So moving on to the bottom of the first, and Loydel Chappelli is going to be the first hitter in Buffalo Wings history to take the plate, going up against Yuri Perez. And a ground out to second base to get things going. Jordan Westberg, like him, we picked him up in the expansion draft, as I mentioned. Think he could be a pretty interesting player for us. We're going to let him swing away here, see what he can do. Easy fly out to left field for the second out of the inning. And now Jose Abreu, one of the veterans on our team. Maybe he can knock one out of the park here. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case, though. 3 up and 3 down in the first inning of offensive action for our Buffalo Wings here in Buffalo, New York. So Perez back on the mound for the top of the second. Jesus Sanchez up for the Marlins. Let's see if we can get this inning off to a little bit of a better start. Doesn't seem to be the case with another walk. Don't want to have to get the bullpen up, but certainly Perez has not been impressive thus far. And it's getting ugly early here. Runners on first and second, still nobody out after the single by Spencer Steer. Francisco Mejia up. Probably getting close to the point where I'm going to want to get an arm up in the bullpen because Martin Perez has not been impressive. 2 hits and 2 walks. He's only gotten 3 guys out thus far. Did get a big strikeout there to get the first out of this second inning. Hopefully he can maybe get a double play ball again like he did in the first inning and get out of this jam. Instead, he's just deciding to strike out player after player. Jordan Lawler up now. Let's see if we can get out of the inning. Looks like we can. So despite letting the first 2 runners get on board, Perez does get out of that second inning. Definitely has not been a dominant performance from him, but we are Still holding the Marlins scoreless. And the youngster, Jace Barofin, we mentioned, this is a guy who we picked 20th overall with our first #1 pick in 2023. Had a really nice year in AAA Albany for us last year, 312, 29 homers, and 101 ribbies. He is one of the key members of this franchise if we're going to turn it into something more interesting than just a 55, 60, 65 win expansion team over the next few seasons. I think that Jace is going to be a big part of that, so let's see what he can do in his first major league at-bat against Yuri Perez. And he flied out to center field. Another veteran up now with Eloy Jimenez. Looks like an easy grounder to second for the second out of the inning. And we'll get a chance to see Tommy Edman, the infielder that we picked up not that long ago. He grounds out also. So the Wings are 0 for their first 6. But fortunately, although Perez has been letting batters get on base early in the inning, he's been able to get out of trouble both times. We'll see what can happen here in the third. He's already at 37 pitches through just 2 innings, facing Denzel Clark again. Let's see if we can start the inning off with an out. No, we cannot. So I believe that's the 3rd consecutive inning where the leadoff hitters got on board. Clark, as we know from the first inning, has some speed. I'm going to throw over to first. We'll throw over a second time. We're going to do a pitch out here. I think Clark's going to go. Oh, I was wrong. So the Marlins ended up bunting him over to second base. Kasevich with a nice bunt there. So runner on second. Spencer Nivens up at the plate. And that could be the first run allowed. Actually, a little surprised he didn't score on that single given his speed. So runners at first and third with 1 out. We've got Jacob Berry here. Love to see if we can get a double play ball. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. And things are really getting ugly for Mr. Perez here. That was a bases clearing triple. I guess it was a double. I guess they called it a double, and then he went to third on the throw, it looks like. But 2 runs on 5 hits for the Marlins. Probably a little bit too late to get somebody up in the bullpen, but I think it's certainly that time. We are going to get Mike Burrows, the righty, going in the pen. See if we can still get out of this inning, though, for Marty Perez. And Barofin did make the play, as you can see there, in short right. So we've got 2 outs now. We'll see if can get Spencer Steer out and limit the damage a bit. And it looks like we did. So 2 runs for Miami. They're up 2-0 on us. Perez has been rough the whole game. Might be time to move on from him. We'll see what he looks like. But right now, Kevin Made, the young shortstop, picked up in a trade with Detroit when we traded the reliever Munoz to them. See what he can do in his Buffalo Wings debut. And Kevin Made, with the first hit in the history of the Buffalo Wings franchise, double down the left field line. That brings us to center fielder Jose Siri, and then after him we've got the catcher Christian Vasquez. as I mentioned, I like the defense that both of these guys are going to bring to us, but I do have a lot of concerns about how much they're going to hit. So we'll see what Siri can do here. Easy fly out to right field. Christian Vasquez as well up. I think I just got to have these guys swing away. I don't feel real comfortable that they're going to be able to make contact if we try a hit and run or something like that. But he did move the runner over to third, but there's 2 outs now, so that puts the pressure back on our leadoff hitter, Loydell Chappelli. Let's see if he can come up with a key hit here with 2 outs. And it looks like he might. The first run batted in Buffalo Wings history to Loydell Chappelli. So a couple of doubles in the second inning for Buffalo. I like that. We gave up 2 runs, and the team is fighting back now. Let's see if Jordan Westberg can keep things going for us. Apparently not, as he strikes out. But good to see Buffalo respond by scoring a run in the bottom of the third. I mentioned we got 2 hits, both doubles. So a little bit of production there to cut the deficit in half. And as I mentioned, Made will always be in the record books with the first hit and the first run scored in Buffalo Wings history. And Chappelli in the record books with the first run batted in team history. And I know there's probably an argument to not give Martin Perez the hook, given that he's only thrown 54 pitches, but we've got a right-handed batter on in Mejia for the Marlins. The right-handed reliever Burrows is ready. I think our bullpen is going to be a much better asset for us than our starting rotation with this team, and I just haven't really been impressed with what Perez has done. So we are going to go ahead and bring Burrows in to pitch 3 innings for Perez, 5 hits, 2 walks, 2 earned runs. Went with the quick hook, and he is a switch hitter. Would have been nice if I had looked at that, because I was going to take him out anyways. I was trying to justify it from a matchup perspective, but one of the problems of not playing games through all that often is that I didn't think to look and see whether he was a switch hitter or not until it was too late. But we'll see what Burrows can do in his debut for the Wings. And it looks like he coaxed a grounder to Made at short, so got the first out here in the 4th. Anthony Rendon up for the Marlins. And he also hits it to Made at short. Made makes the play. 2 outs. And Burrows now going up against Jordan Lawler. Struck him out. So Burrows came in, did a good job there in the 4th. Hopefully we'll be able to get at least another inning out of him, and hopefully won't tax the bullpen too much. So moving to the bottom of the 4th, we've got Jose Abreu, Yuri Perez still on the mound for the Marlins. Abreu grounds it to third. Looks like an easy out for the Marlins. Jace Barofin. Let's see what the youngster can do. Grounds it right back to third. And Eloy Jimenez. These are probably the 3 biggest hitters in our lineup here at 3, 4, 5. Did not get much from them here in the bottom of the 4th. 3 up, 3 down for our Buffalo Wings. And Burrows back on the mound. I'm hoping to get this inning out of him and not get the bullpen going until after he gets us through this inning. We'll see whether I regret that or not. Strikes out the first batter, so there's some progress there from Burrows. Up to 19 pitches. Going up against Kasevich. And gave up a single there. So it's probably time to think about getting a pitcher up in the bullpen just in case. We'll give him one more guy before we start getting worried. I got confidence in Burrows. Like I said, I think our bullpen is going to be our strength, and he did get the strikeout there, so hopefully he can get one more out for us. And he did. He got the strikeout. So now I'm going to be tempted to bring him out for next inning. But still feel like it's probably time to get another arm up. So we are going to get the long reliever lefty Brandon Williamson up. Because there will be a lefty batting first next inning if we decide to make a move. Then there's not going to be a lefty for a long time after that. So I kind of got to decide right now. I like what we've seen so far from Burrows. He's got 45 stamina. I think we're going to try to get another inning out of him. So we're not going to get anybody up and running. I'm probably pushing my luck. Some of you are probably screaming at me that I don't know how to play. Ooh, Tommy Edman hit by pitch. So we got a base runner. Get on any way you can, Tommy. As I mentioned, I don't play through games often, so I'm sure, and obviously when you're kind of playing them here in the one-pitch mode, things happen real fast. So some of the strategy that would probably think through if I was watching a game at a more leisurely place in real life, I'm not thinking of right now. I'm not going to send Edman. Let's see what Made can do just straight up. And he got a single, so runners on first and second with nobody out. So things are getting interesting now for our Buffalo Wings. Unfortunately, we're at the potential dead spot in the lineup with Siri and Vasquez as our next two hitters. Jose Siri just so bad at avoiding strikeouts. Don't have a ton of confidence that we can hit and run with a guy like that. Would love it if there was a way to just move the runners over, but his bunt rating's not horrible. I think we're going to play small ball. I don't have a lot of confidence that he's going to get a big hit for us. Let's see if he can bunt the runners over. Hey, he did the job. Gave himself up, but we got runners at second and third now with one out. Now, granted, we're counting on Christian Vasquez to be able to do something productive, but even a fly to the outfield right now gets the game tied. So we'll see if Vasquez can do the job. Yes, we got the run in. They tried to make the play at the plate, and Edman made it in time. So even better. Runners at first and third, still only one out. We've tied the game, and now we are at the top of the order with Lloyd Del Ciappelli. Hopefully he can, again, we just need a sac fly in the outfield at this point. We can take the lead, and it looks like we're going to get that at the very least. So Lloyd Del Ciappelli did it. Made tags up, and our Buffalo Wings are up 3-2 here in the fifth inning. Jordan Westberg up now with Vasquez at first. I think we just swing away and see what he can do. And it looks like he's going to fly out to left. Yep, that is the end of it. But the Wings have taken the lead 3-2 as we head to the sixth inning. And I mentioned that I rarely play games out. This is the first game I've ever played out in any of the video series that I've done on YouTube. So if you're still watching at this point, thanks so much for that. Also yesterday got a comment from 2K Plays offering to create uniforms for me. I told him that I rarely, if ever, play games out, so I appreciated the offer, but didn't want 2K Plays to waste their time doing that, and it turns out that here I am less than 24 hours later actually playing out a game, but probably not something that's going to become a regular habit. Burrows has been great. 4 strikeouts over the 2 innings. Hopefully he can get us another few outs. This is probably the riskiest spot here up against the left-handed batter, Jesus Sanchez. We'll see what Burrows can do. And he got a grounder to first base, so there's an out there. Would feel real good about where we are if Burrows can get 2 more outs and get us into the 7th inning. Spencer Steer with a drive to center field, though. That's going to be a hit. Single for Steer. And stamina seems to be becoming a bit of an issue. So we are going to go ahead and get some help going in the bullpen. Going to get Colby White warming up. Hopefully we won't need him till next inning, but we'll see what happens. The switch hitter Mejia up now. Great play in left field. Chappelli with a diving play there. That was big for the second out of the inning. And now we've got 2 outs, a runner on first. Certainly a guy who can hit the ball out of the ballpark, at least back in the day, in Anthony Rendon. Hopefully Burrows can get him for the final out of the inning and the final out of his day. And it looks like we will. Another shot to left field. Chappelli makes the catch. And Buffalo is taking a 3-2 lead into the bottom of the 6th. And the Marlins still have Yuri Perez on the mound. He's gone 5 innings, only allowed 3 hits and no walks, but 3 earned runs. We made the most of those hits with the couple of doubles that we had earlier in the game. See what Jose Abreu can do here in the bottom of the 6th. That looks like an out. It is an out. Jace Barofin still searching for his first major league hit, and it's not going to happen now as he strikes out. And Eloy Jimenez with 2 outs. Looks like that's going to be a fly out to right field. So 3 up and 3 down for Buffalo here in the 6th. And we will be bringing in a new pitcher. Colby White ready to relieve for Burrows. Burrows did a great job. 44 pitches, 2 hits, and 4 strikeouts over 3 innings. Colby White coming in for us now. Going up against Jordan Lawler here in the top of the 7th. Struck out the first batter he faced, so a nice start to the Buffalo Wings career for Colby White. Jacob Marcy, the left-hander, is pinch hitting. Let's see if we can get him out. And we struck him out as well on 3 pitches. So Colby White's been impressive so far. Kasevich, the 3rd batter of the inning. Let's hope we can go 3 up, 3 down. And it looks like we can. Fly out to center field. So the Wings 6 outs away at this point. Would certainly like to add some insurance runs. We've only got the 3 hits on the day, but we have made the most of them so far as we head to the 7th inning stretch. And Yuri Perez has made pretty quick work, just 75 pitches through 6 innings. Hopefully we can start getting some hits against him. Tommy Edman drives it down to right field, and single for Edman, so he gets things started for us here in the bottom of the 7th. And with Made, followed by Siri and Vasquez, who are, as we've talked about, really good defensive players that we don't have a lot of confidence in their offensive abilities. I think we're going to send Edman. And he made it, so Edman gets to second base. So felt like we had to get the runners moving with the guys that we've got coming up. Made having a great day for us. 2 for 2, including that double. So thus far, obviously an extremely small sample size, but he's off to a good start. Let's see what he can do with the runner on second. At the very least, hopefully can move him over, but not to be the case with that hot shot to shortstop. In a little bit of a tougher situation now with Siri and Vasquez coming up. Just not comfortable trying to hit and run with a guy that strikes out that much. So I think we just hope that he gets a hit. I don't think we want to bunt the runner over and sacrifice, because then you got 2 outs and a man on third. So just hope that Siri can execute at this point. And he did execute with a single to put runners on first and third with 1 out. Jose Siri, nice job. So we've got runners on the corners, only 1 out. The issue is that Vasquez is up. I'd love to try a safety squeeze, but I just have no confidence in his ability to execute. I think we may bring in a pinch hitter. Now our backup catcher is not great defensively. Israel Pineda is pretty average defensively, but he is a much better hitter than Vasquez. Not that we necessarily care about that right now, because we want to bring in a left-handed bat, which means that Nolan Jones is going to come in as our pinch hitter. He's another guy that we picked up in the Rule 5 draft from the Nashville Stars when they did not retain him or did not protect him. And I think we're going to bring him in as a pinch hitter. We're going to give Nolan Jones a chance. We'd love to get another run here. See what he can do against the right-handed pitcher. And we're going to just let him swing away. And he drew the walk to load up the bases, get us to the top of the order with the bases loaded. The Marlins have been really patient with Yuri Perez. Still don't have anyone going in the bullpen. Let's see what the lefty Loydell Chappelle can do. He had a double for us earlier in the first Ribby in Marlins history, and he's added a second one since then. And a big hit for Chappelle. Couple of runs scored, so a 2-run single for Loydell Chappelle. Everything coming up Millhouse for our Buffalo Wings, who take a 5-2 lead here, and they've finally gone to the bullpen, bringing in Chandler Joswiak. Still have runners on first and second, and there's still only 1 out. Hit by pitch there, so things are getting out of control for Miami here in the bottom of the 7th. Bases loaded again, and Jose Abreu, our number 3 hitter, up at this point. And they did get the force out at home, unfortunately, so no double play, but they kept the run from scoring. 2 outs, bases still loaded, and the youngster Jace Barofin up. This might be a wonderful time for Barofin to get the first hit of his major league career. And he does. So Jace Barofin, the youngster, with a 2-run single to give the Buffalo Wings a 7-2 lead. So Buffalo appears to have really broken things open here in the bottom of the 7th with 4 runs. Still have runners on first and second for Jimenez now. And mercifully for the Marlins, they are out of the inning. But 4 runs for Buffalo will take a 7-2 lead into the 8th inning. And obviously we don't want Nolan Jones to be our catcher, so we're going to bring in Israel Pineda and make him our catcher. Only Amaya and Nick York are left on the bench at this point. Colby White was really good, just 9 pitches through that first inning. That being said, I think we want to be a bit cautious here and make sure that we don't let these guys back into the game. So we're going to get Max Meyer going in relief. Don't feel the need for one of our setup men with the lead that we have, but want to make sure that we've got a pitcher ready if we need one. So Colby White going up against Spencer Nivens here in the top of the 8th. And that looks like that could be trouble. The first home run in Sahlen Field at the major league level. Spencer Nivens, a 381-foot shot. Colby White now going up against Jacob Berry. And there is a fly out to center field, so got the second out of the inning there on a full count. Going up against Jesus Sanchez now, and fortunately Meyer is ready if we need him. Hopefully we won't come to that. We'd love to see another out here. Looks like we got a grounder to first. But they get the infield hit. That was brutal. Colby White's been fine, but I'm going to give him one more batter, although Meyer's ready. I've got confidence in you, Colby. And he struck him out. My confidence was well placed. So the lefty Francisco Mejia, or actually more accurately as we learned, the switch hitter Francisco Mejia is up. We're going to go ahead and pitch to him to try to get the third out of the inning. And we struck him out. So Colby White bounces back nicely. Did give up the solo home run shot, but a 7-3 lead for Buffalo as we head to the bottom of the 8th. So as we move to the top of the 8th, Joswiak still on the mound. We've got Tommy Edman up to lead things off. And it looks like Edman might have another hit. Yes, Tommy Edman. It's going to be a double. So the Buffalo Wings are starting to deliver some offense in the late innings of this game. Kevin Made, gonna let him swing away, see what he can do. And another hit for Made. Edman scores, Made with another double, and the Wings have struck right back. Got the extra insurance run here in the 8th. Jose Siri up now. We're just going to let guys swing away. We're up 8-3. Finally record an out, and Made tags up and goes to third. So got a runner on third with just one out. Would love to see what Pineda can do. Got a right-handed batter against the left-handed pitcher, so we're not in a bad situation here. Let's see if Pineda can deliver. And he ends up walking, so runners on first and third. That actually sets up the double play for Miami. But we are back at the top of the order with the left-handed hitter Loydel Chappelli, who's been so good. He's driven in 4 runs. He's been so good, but yet I'm still tempted to go to the bench for a pinch hitter, because York, I believe, can also play in the outfield, but he is brutal in the outfield. But we could certainly move Eloy Jimenez into left if we needed to. There is a part of me that wants to get as many guys action as possible this first game of the season, but I don't want to overthink things either. But I think we are going to pinch hit for Lloydell Chappelli. He's having a great day for us. 4 ribbies, 2 for 3. He's the player of the game, but I'm going to try to get another run, and I want to it's the opening game of the year. Let's get as many guys action as possible, see what they can do in this uniform. So we're going to bring in Nick York as a pinch hitter for Lloydell Chappelli. So we've got the right-hander up against the left-handed pitcher, Joswiak. And, they boots it. So an error on Spencer Steer. We got the run across. May have been more lucky than good there with our decision-making, but another insurance run. Jordan Westberg now up. Still only 1 out. Runners on first and second. We're just hitting away at this point. Westberg struck out. And that brings us to Jose Abreu. And Abreu with a shot to left, but the left fielder is there to make the play. So we are moving to the 9th inning with a 9-3 lead for our Buffalo Wings here on opening day of the 2026 season. Yep, and we've got to make some adjustments here. We're going to put Jimenez into left. No, we don't want to do that. Put Nick York in left. Well, that was a miscalculation by me, wasn't it? But we're going to adjust this lineup. We'll be fine. I'm just going to have to think more than I want to. That's part of the reason why I don't like playing games out. It requires too much strategic thinking. Actually, I'm fine doing what I had thought I was going to do. We're up 9-3 in the 9th inning. If we need to bat again, I deserve to lose the pitching spot in the lineup. So we are just going to move Eloy Jimenez into the left field spot as a kind of thought. And if we get into a situation where the pitcher needs to bat, boy, our bullpen really blew things up if that's the case. We're going to bring in Max Meyer now. He's actually tiring. He's been up so long. But we are going to see what he can do. I don't think it can be worse than where Colby White is at this point. And we're just going to go right after people. We've got a 6-run lead. Let's see what Max Meyer can do with Anthony Rendon. And he struck him out. 2 outs away. Meyer up against Jordan Lawler now. And a little dribbler there in front of the catcher. Makes the play. 2 away. And the Miami Marlins are down to their final out. Jacob Marcy. Can Max Meyer give us a perfect 9th to clinch the victory? It looks like he probably can. So the Buffalo Wings with a 9-3 victory in their debut. As you can see, we also batted around in this first game for the team. The guys are congratulating themselves on the field there, and our Buffalo Wings are 9-3 victors in their first game in franchise history. Taking a look at the box score, obviously had the big 4-run 7th there. Chappelli 2 for 3 with a double, including those 4 RBIs. York, obviously the pinch hitter. Barofin 1 for 4 with 2 ribbies when he finally got that first major league hit. 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored for Edman. Made 3 for 4, 3 runs scored and an RBI. So a lot of the guys that we've added to this team in relatively recent order contributed. Barofin is the longtime guy in this franchise now with the fact that he was our first-round draft pick in 2023. But a lot of other guys are guys that we picked up in the expansion draft or free agency or trades over the last couple of months contributing to the victory. Perez was not good. Burrows did a nice job in relief to get the W. Colby White with the hold, and then obviously Meyer came on for the perfect 9th inning for us. And our Buffalo Wings have won their first game ever. And they are 1-0 here in this 2026 season. So I'm obviously not going to play them all out one at a time like that. But I will say something, and I know some of you have been encouraging me to do this for probably over a year at this point. It was more enjoyable than I gave it credit for. It takes a long time. Obviously, I've got respect for people who play out every game one by one and play OOTP that way, but it's just not for me. I guess I don't have the attention span, or I need more immediate and significant gratification than one game at a time. But as a one-time thing to do, it was kind of fun, and even more fun because our Buffalo Wings have won their debut in front of a packed stadium in Buffalo, New York. Can't ask for anything more than that. Burrows with the victory, the first win ever for Buffalo. Kevin Made, the young shortstop player of the game. The only thing we're waiting for now is a home run. Hopefully we'll get one tomorrow against the Marlins for the first home run in Buffalo franchise history. And with that, we will call it an episode. I did want to just check on one other thing quickly, just let you know where player development stands at this point, with the fact that we did get Santiago Marte in the not in the Rule 5 draft, in the International Amateur Free Agency Extravaganza a little over a month ago. Marte is viewed as the 24th best prospect in baseball, and that has bumped up our minor league system 2 notches to 10th overall from 12th overall. So still feel like we are slowly but surely building a solid minor league system, and hopefully we can add to that significantly in a few months in the draft when we're going to have the number 1 overall pick. So until our next episode, thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. And if you've got suggestions on what I could do to play one pitch mode and play the games out more effectively, would love to hear those thoughts in the comment section. But it may be another year or two until I do it again. So if you don't see them, if you don't see those views expressed in real time, don't take it personally. Hope you have a great day.